Hey, so big news. The Kill the Gays bill in Uganda might now just be the Imprison the Gays for Life bill. Today, the president of Uganda, a member of the secretive religious group known as the Family, that's famous for operating the C Street House in Washington, announced that he is not in favor of the execution part of what's become known as his country's Kill the Gays bill. Of course, the bill also calls for life imprisonment for gay people, and he's not denouncing that part of it. The president's ethics minister is also reportedly a member of the Family, though a man named Bob Hunter from the Family earlier this week all but denied that on our show. The Ugandan ethics minister says he's okay with taking the death penalty out of the Kill the Gays bill because, after all, they can just cure the gays instead, telling the AP today, quote, "The death penalty is likely to be removed. The president doesn't believe in killing gays. I also don't believe in it. I think gays can be counseled, and they stop the bad habit." The idea that gay people can be cured is a relatively recent import to Uganda. A conference on the subject was convened by the people who helped write the bill last spring. That conference featured anti-gay quacktivists from the United States who testified that people could be cured of the gay. They also testified about how evil the gays are. Jim Burroway at the Box Turtle Bulletin online posted video this week gathered by his organization and the Ex-Gay Watch. They posted this video of one of these American activists, a man named Scott Lively, speaking in Uganda at that conference earlier this year, so we can learn all the kinds of things anti-gay American activists have been preaching abroad. The man you're about to see admits to having met with legislators in Uganda to discuss what became the Kill the Imprison the Gays for Life bill.
These are men with very little restraint. They have very little sense of mercy, no nurturing aspect to them. These are men, these were the Nazis. These are men who don't have anything involved in. They are so far from normalcy that they're killers. They're serial killers, mass murderers. They're sociopaths, right? There's no mercy at all. There's no nurturing, there's no caring about anybody else. This is the kind of person that it takes to run a gas chamber, right? Or to do a mass murder, like this, the Rwandan stuff probably involved these guys.
Blaming gays for the Rwandan genocide. Not long after that American activist told Ugandan leaders that about gay people, and not long after he told them all that, the erstwhile Kill the Gays bill was born. That man is named Scott Lively. He's not associated with the Family. But the reason that anti-gay activists and evangelicals like Scott Lively have such huge access to power in Uganda is in part because of the deep involvement there by the Family, which has for years cultivated ties between American religious conservatives and Ugandan politicians. Joining us now is Jeff Sharlet, contributing editor to Harper's Magazine and author of the book The Family, The Secret Fundamentalism at the Heart of American Power. Jeff, thank you so much for coming on the show again.
Thanks, Rachel.
You've learned something new about Senator Jim Inhofe, about his trip to Uganda in 2004. Could you tell us what that is?
Well, Senator Inhofe had described his travels to Uganda, his adoption of the nation, as a kind of informal process that took place through the Family. Just this week, I obtained a budget for the Family's work in Africa, identifying Jim Inhofe as the designated point man selected to work with 11 African leaders, most of them presidents, including the president of Uganda, Museveni, president of Rwanda, Kagame, and to work with them to help set their nations on a sort of a Jesus footing on every level, from economy to morals and everything. There's a budget, there's money, there is a support staff. It's a very formal effort that he's undertaking.
So he's traveling there as a United States Senator, but with all of this monetary and other support from the Family.
Exactly. And the interesting thing about Senator Inhofe is that he, and within evangelical circles, conservative evangelical circles, even boasted of this, as we've discussed before on the show, saying, I use my status as a U.S. Senator to open doors over there. As one family man, Bob Hunter, who was on the show the other day, he explained to me that those senators who are traveling over the family, I had made the mistake of saying that Mr. Hunter travels at the behest of the U.S. government. He corrected me. He says, no, senators travel at the behest of me. I use them as bait. I use them as tools to reach those in power, and then we can go about trying to get them on this Jesus footing.
So it's not that the family's at the beck and call of the U.S. government, but the U.S. government is at the beck and call of the family.
I stand corrected, yes.
Yeah. Wow. Let me clarify something that Bob Hunter brought up. I asked him about the ethics minister in Uganda, Buturo, and he's been quoted as saying, you know, homosexuals can forget about human rights, and a lot of the most abhorrent quotes around this kill the gays bill. When I asked Hunter about him, he said there's lots of people who have some sort of affiliation with the family, but he essentially denied that he had any idea who Buturo was or that he was a member of the family. What can you tell me about that?
Well, he said literally, quote, I don't know the guy, which puzzled me because Mr. Hunter several times made reference to a transcript of conversation we had. We both have the transcript in which we discussed Buturo. He explained to me that Buturo had inherited his position in the family. The position of ethics minister was created for the family. This cabinet-level position in the Ugandan government was created for the family, his predecessor. He tried to distance himself. He said, well, we didn't choose Buturo. He kind of inherited that position. But of course, there he is, and he's in fact traveled overseas representing Uganda at family events elsewhere around the world.
Jeff, as long as you're here, I know you're going to write something up that we're going to post to our website to clarify and refute some of the specific claims made against you by Bob Hunter. But let me just ask you briefly. He said that you admitted to him that you have done inaccurate reporting about the family, that you denounce your own reporting in your own book, Dan. Let me ask you to respond.
I'm just puzzled because, you know, we had a conversation, we both taped it, we both have the tape, we both have the transcript. I didn't denounce my book. I didn't denounce my reporting. You know, it was just a complete reversal, a topsy-turvy characterization of our conversation and of the political role of the family.
Okay. Well, I look forward to you posting that on our website. We will announce on the air when you've done that. And I feel like I'm in the middle of this big fight right now, but it's fascinating. So thank you for letting me be here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rachel.